Everybody, welcome back to Barely Filtered. It has been a little while since we've done a solo episode. I don't know why I always say we, like it's me and my multiple personalities. That if we're all back here today to do a solo episode for your entertainment. And I've collected some burning questions that some of you have shared with me on my voicemail feature and just in my DMs. So yeah, that's what we're going to start out with today.
Do you want to start with sibling ones, Zach ones, or random ones?
Okay. So these have been clumped into 3 different categories. We have siblings, Zach, or random. Okay, let's start with Zach.
Okay. When do you plan on moving in with Zach?
When do I plan? All right, that's an easy one. When do I plan on moving in with Zach is the question. Well, my lease is up January 31st, so February 1st. He also doesn't have, he has a house in Topanga that's rented out now. So, yeah, we got some looking to do because we're both going to be homeless February 1st and my kids too. So yeah, I'm not worried though. We're going to find a place.
Do you and Zach want kids?
Oh God. So Zach wants kids. I already have 2, but I would totally have another kid. I'd be thrilled and delighted and happy. I think I still have a little PTSD from the newborn baby phase. Like, I feel like I've finally gotten my life. I just gotten more freedom back. It takes a while to get your body back. It takes a while to, just the years like 0 to 3 before your kids actually enter school. You're with them 24/7, or you're hiring a nanny and, it's just ages 0 to 3. Your life is not really your own. And honestly, it never really is ever again, which is why I think I would have a kid again. I would have 2 more. Like I'd be fine having 4 kids, to be honest. However, I just think, no, not however. I'd be fine having 1 or 2 more kids because I know that the hardest transition is always going to be from when I went from 0 to 1. And I'm seeing that in my sister right now too, because you just don't know until you go from having no kids to 1 kid, what it feels like to actually be like you're on call 24/7, but also for the rest of your life. So you're taking this all in as you are kind of sleep deprived, trial and error. Your body's not what it was. Your hormones are all over the place. And no matter how much you prepare, I think the babies are just so humbling, and I just know I can do it. I know I can survive it. So yes, to answer your question, I would have another kid. I'd like to maybe hold off on that for a little bit.
What's Zach's timeline? He wants one.
Zach wanted a kid like yesterday. A long time ago.
So we'll be announcing the pregnancy soon.
Yes.
Do you and Zach talk about getting married?
Okay. Zach and I do talk about getting married. And I know a lot of people are probably like, whoa. You guys have not even been dating for a year. That's true. It's been since January. So I think it's like 9 months or something. We do talk about getting married, and yeah, it's definitely going to happen. I don't know when, but I'm about to go to Europe. Maybe he's going to propose. Who knows?
Tell us about Europe.
It's his friend's wedding. And I don't know. I'm going to Italy on Monday. To be honest, I'm feeling super guilty. I really don't want to go because I was just in Italy in June. I left my kids for 10 days then. I'm leaving them again for 10 days. And I feel bad for Zach. This is why getting divorced is not the ideal situation. I mean, as much as I'm like, pro leave your marriage if you're not happy, start the life that you want, all of that. But I'm constantly torn right now between like giving him, Zach, the attention that he deserves and wants and all of that from a newish relationship. And then, not, and balancing that with feeling like I'm being fully there for my kids. So that's just, I'm constantly feeling guilty about that. And I've been trying to make up for the fact that I'm leaving for 10 days by just, spending as much time with them as possible and buying them presents and stuff.
Smothering them until you leave.
Literally smothering them.
Well, you mentioned in prior episodes that the first Italy trip, there was a little bit of shitting, but also that there was some things that you might want to do different. What are you going to do different this trip?
What am I going to do different this trip? Last trip, I'm pretty sure we both had COVID and didn't know. So there was that. We were both like hopped up on prednisone and Zach couldn't taste or smell. What I'm supposed to be doing, I think, is like waking up early, getting morning sunlight, trying to like set my circadian rhythm so that the jet lag won't be as bad. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to go and probably be jet lagged for the first 3 days. It's fine. I don't know if I'm going to really do much different. But the last trip I went to, we were in Amalfi. Now we're going to be in Tuscany. And then we're going to do 2 days in Paris for the last bit of the trip. And it's also Paris. It's also Paris Fashion Week during that time, which I did not even realize.
That's going to make the rooms just like.
Yeah, it's just like there was nothing available. Everything's so expensive, and even flights. So anyway, that's what we're doing.
Who takes longer to get ready, you or him?
So I definitely take longer to get ready than Zach does. However, he is really into his outfits. He shops more than I do. He is a shopaholic. I've never met somebody who has more just cashmere sweaters or plain white t-shirts. And he's constantly looking, his whole feed is just men's fashion, and all the bloggers who give men tips on what to pair and how to, what loafers to wear. I'm just are you done buying things yet? Calm down. Every day it's a new purchase.
Isn't he a surfer guy?
Yeah, you would think he doesn't really. Well, that's the thing. He's do you like this? I'm yes, it's going to look great folded in a pile in the corner of your bedroom, because he literally surfs, snowboards. He doesn't wear fancy things ever, but he still buys them.
What's your favorite part of his body?
What's my favorite part of Zach's body? His penis, probably. But other than that, I don't know. What's my favorite part of his body? I like everything about him. I think he has really nice teeth, and he has these big lips, and he's just, I don't know. I like everything about him. I think he's just the cutest person in the world.
All right, moving on to siblings. Who's your favorite sibling right now, and why?
Oh, God. My favorite sibling right now is probably Pete, who most people don't hear about him, but he's my older brother. And the reason he's my favorite sibling is because now I can't even say this. I was going to say it's because I'm obsessed with his daughter, who he had 6 months ago. I'm also obsessed with Olivia's child, but Pete's daughter is at the perfect age. She's 8 months, and it's that age where they're just so smiley, and they're so happy, and I just am obsessed with her. And I see her in our family chat all the time, so that's why she's top of mind. But other than that, I don't know. All my siblings are annoying me. Sophie, I think maybe Sophie. Olivia's been nicer since she had her baby. She was pretty hormonal there for the last 2 years, but she's getting better now.
2 years? Wasn't she only pregnant for 9 months?
I don't make the rules. First she had a wedding, then she was pregnant. There's a lot of stress, I think. But I think she's really happy now being a mom, so that's good.
Well, so what's your least favorite sibling right now, and why? We need the why.
My least favorite? I don't have a least favorite. They're
Who's all annoying you right now?
None of them are really annoying me. Yeah, we're all really getting along pretty well. There's no fights, and I think it's because in past episodes, I have made it very clear that I have set boundaries. I really do not put myself in situations that are going to cause any kind of when you just know you don't have the bandwidth for any kind of funny business. So I haven't really been hanging out with any of them. I've been spending a lot of time with Zach, and I've basically not been spending any time with people who I think might annoy me.
Which sibling gives the worst advice, but you still listen?
I don't know if any of us really listen to each other's advice.
If you need advice, who do you call? And this could involve parents too, I guess. Who in your family?
Probably my mom or my mom or my dad, depending on the topic. I don't really ask I feel like sometimes my siblings are when you're so close with somebody, they kind of can't separate themselves from the situation. So their advice is not that great. I don't know.
I get that. Okay. And what sibling would you call if you got in jail? You needed to be bailed out.
Bailed out? Well,
or not the one with the money. Someone has to show up and get you from jail. Quickly.
Probably, I don't know, probably Olivia. It wouldn't be Sophie because half of the day she's asleep. I feel like she's the hardest to get in touch with. Although now that she's on the East Coast, it's actually easier to get in touch with her because she wakes up earlier. Like we wake up at the same time now. Sort of. She's been getting up a little earlier than usual. Probably Olivia. Yeah. She'd be the most available, or she'd like figure out how to get somebody to bail me out if she wasn't here. She probably would not come to get me herself, but she would send somebody for me.
Okay. Who's the bigger diva between you, Olivia, and Sophia? In order, please. 1 to 3.
Olivia is for sure the biggest diva.
Who's number 2?
Who's the second diva? Second biggest diva?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's what you consider to be a diva. What do you consider to be a diva? It might be me. And then Sophie. Sophie is a very, she's what's the word I'm looking for? Sophie is not aggressive at all. And she's non-confrontational. I don't think Sophie's a diva.
Okay. So Sophie got the least diva. I'll let her know.
Yeah.
Last sibling question. Who's the funniest of you guys?
I'm the funniest. That's for sure.
I would actually say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one should have been bumped up. So I'm going to throw one more sibling. Maybe, okay, let's take Zach out of it. If you and your siblings were stuck on a deserted island, who survives the longest and why?
Okay, I'm definitely the most resourceful and I think the scrappiest. So I think I would survive longest for sure.
Who dies first?
Who would die first? Sophie. She's the skinniest already.
Okay, moving on to the random ones.
Okay.
What's a food you pretend to like but you secretly hate?
Honestly, probably like blueberries or avocados. I like them, but I feel like 1 out of every 2 is complete shit. So, yeah.
When's the last time you threw up from drinking?
When was the last time I threw up from drinking alcohol?
Yes, correct.
Oh, like I think I made myself throw up. Does that count? If you like make yourself throw up because you feel so sick? Honestly, it was when I was in Italy. I felt so, but I think it was because I was sick. But like the last time I was like belligerently drunk, like puking, it's been a long time.
Very proud of you.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
Very proud of you. Your kids describe you in 1 word. What would they say?
Oh, God. Well, their vocabulary is quite limited, so.
Mom.
They'd probably be like, nice, the best. I don't know. I feel like they think I'm a little impatient if we want to go a little on the negative side.
When they get mad at you, what do they get mad at you for? Saying no.
Soleil says to me a lot, but you promised. When like I did not promise, but that's her thing. She must have heard it somewhere on TV. Like when she'll ask for something and I'll be like, no, absolutely not. And she's like, but you promised. I'm like, I never promised.
What's your favorite cringe song?
Yeah, it's Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's a kid movie.
Might you sing a verse for us?
Okay. I don't even know. I got to look up the lyrics though. You just hold for this because this you got to really hit the notes.
No, yeah, I want to hear it. I'm excited. Okay. So we'll hold.
Golden lyrics. Let's see. I'm done hiding now. I'm shining like I'm born to be. We dreaming hard. We came so far now. I believe we're going up, 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 and on. You're gonna, I don't know. That's how it goes.
Pretty good.
Not good. Not good.
You hit a few really good notes.
No.
I'm not mad at it. I've never heard that song, so I couldn't go along with it.
You guys, I did not do it justice.
If someone gave you $10,000 to spend in one day, what would you buy?
$10,000 to spend in one day, what would I buy? I mean, there's a lot of things I would buy with $10,000. Maybe I'd buy a Chanel bag because it appreciates, or maybe I'd put it in the stock market. Probably the former.
Have you ever muted someone on Instagram that you still hang out with in real life?
Yes.
And they don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Name them, please.
No.
What's the weirdest DM you've ever received?
Oh, well, probably the one when it was like, just so you know, your husband's cheating on you. There's that one. Other weird DMs.
Wasn't there a toe guy? Did we already talk about that?
Oh, yeah. I've gotten DMs where they ask for feet pics, or one guy spelled out like this whole erotic, like it was like a novel, a very sexy novel. It went on and on and on. I read the whole thing.
Okay. Should he publish his work?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. What's the last thing you Googled that you don't want to admit?
Oh, I cannot tell you guys. I will not let you know that.
And do you know your search history is usable in a court of law?
unless you clear it. What was it?
No, it's still there.
What do you mean? I mean, like for the FBI, but like if I clear it, somebody can't go on my phone and find it. I don't know. The last thing.
Well, what's the last thing you Googled? Just look up the last thing you Googled.
How about the last thing I asked chat?
Perfect. Okay. Yes.
What are the last few things I asked you?
This is Aurora's new best friend.
Oh, I asked what hotels are in Carlsbad that have water slides. And this is because, listen to how fucked up this is. My kids' school, which I wish I could blast right now, but I don't want to let you guys know where my kids go to school just in case, somebody who's weird is listening. But they're throwing this event. It's a movie night and they do it once a year. All the kids look forward to it. It's like Christmas at school. They talk about it all year long. They give out the flyer like a month ago and, you can buy tickets here, scan the QR code. There's no deadline. They're like, if you want hamburgers, you have to sign up by this day. Otherwise, you can sign up whenever. So I go to buy tickets over a week before the event, and it's sold out. It's a community event for children and it's sold out. And I'm like, what do you mean it's sold out? Like, they're like, oh yeah, there's no more room. Like you can't, like all the kids are not allowed to come. And so on Friday, when this stupid event is happening that my kids are going to be so sad they can't go to, I haven't even told them yet. I'm bringing them to Legoland and we're going to go to a hotel and do water slides in Carlsbad because I'm like so upset. I'm not going to send them to school while all the other kids are talking about this event that they can't go to. I've been such a Karen lately. Like I literally sent an email to the principal, the entire PTA, CCing everybody on it, the superintendent of the school district. You do not have a community event which sole purpose is to build inclusivity and then leave people out because, their parents didn't buy the tickets in time. What if they can't afford the tickets? This is actually if I really pushed this, this is not okay. Not okay. So I'm pissed about that. I also got robbed by Terminix company. So that's a whole other thing. I'm these two guys came to my house, stole $2,100 out of a drawer. It was there before, not after. I guess they go through drawers in your bathroom. I didn't know that that's what termite companies did. Evidently, it's part of California law. And I was like, okay, but let's assume not every person whose home you enter is fully briefed on the pest control laws of California. Anyway, so yeah, robbed by this. I've been
saying they didn't steal it?
Of course. They're like, yeah, we went through the drawers, but we didn't take the money.
What's your go-to excuse when you're late?
My go-to excuse when I'm late, probably I wasn't expecting that there was going to be traffic. I wasn't expecting that there was going to be the same traffic that there is every single day at this time in Los Angeles. I thought today would be different.
What's your most irrational ick in dating?
Irrational ick. I am very sensitive to touch, and this is kind of a problem. It's not a problem in my current relationship, but it's been a problem in other relationships, and it is something that I think Zach would prefer if I was different. I don't love to be, people love soft touch on the head or gentle grate. That creeps me out. I don't like it. I don't like to be touched behind the knee. I don't like to be touched on my behind my neck. There's parts that I just don't like. Zach's literally like, do you know that there's like 10% of your body that you're okay being touched at? I'm like, okay, well, just stick to those parts then. He literally will come by me and will be like, try to like touch my neck. And I'm like, oh, I don't. And he's like, are you grossed out by me? Do you even like me? I'm like, I swear I do. I just don't like to be, I don't like really to be touched that much, I guess. I feel like it's gotten worse since I've had kids. If you had kids and you breastfed for years and like they still are just like dragging on you, like if I have a bag, they'll like pull on the bag. I'm just like, I'm so tired of people touching me. So yeah. I guess that's my ick. I don't like to be touched in a relationship.
And let's leave on a high note. What's your toxic trait in arguments?
My toxic trait in arguments is to have already decided that you're wrong before we even talk. No, toxic trait in arguments, probably I get defensive and like offended in the moment before. Yeah, I can get defensive quickly, I think. That's probably my toxic trait.
I think that it's like your worst and your best trait, just from our little fights, which are like, not the same as family or boyfriend, but you'll get really mad at first and be like, no.
Yeah.
But then you'll come back 10 minutes later and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like.
That's true. That actually, I've been studying up on like human design, which I had a human design expert on recently. And one of my like pieces of advice for human design, I don't know if maybe you guys have the same issue, but they're like, anytime you have to make a decision, like wait a day, or anytime you need to respond to something, wait, because, I tend to change my mind because I get I have like an emotional reaction first. And then later I don't, like my better self almost doesn't even agree with my emotional self some of the time. So
I was going to text you last night for one of these as my burning question. So I'd like to ask, since we have this moment, who exactly killed Charlie Kirk and why? What is Candace saying? Like, give me the wrap up, because I see it all over TikTok and she sounds really smart. And is this conspiracy or is this real?
Yeah. So from what I have gathered in my, just assessment of what Candace Owens has been saying about Charlie Kirk's assassination. So Candace is conservative, but I think she's surprised a lot of people in the last couple of years because she, the way the Trump administration has been on the side of Israel and like been chummy with Bibi Netanyahu, Candace and a lot of conservatives who are like in her camp, don't support that. And they're more, I guess you would call it pro-Palestine. She thinks that it was she thinks that it was Netanyahu and like mega rich Israelis who basically paid somebody off to murder Charlie Kirk.
Because he was being too soft on Palestine.
Because he was targeting the youth and basically sharing his opinion that he thought that Bibi Netanyahu was like, he said nothing about he said nothing about Israelis. He said nothing about Jewish people. He said that he did not agree with the way Netanyahu was handling, his war. And he thought that the United States was being used as a prop or a puppet to basically help him and his country fight their war. So that's what he had been saying.
She even said that there's something called AIPAC or whatever. So basically Israel can pay for politicians in the United States. It's the only country that can do this. They can lobby politicians. Nobody else can. So they can be like, we're going to give you $1 million. Now we have you in our pocket or whatever, which some people say that's not how it works. But so I don't know. I'm not in politics. But that JFK was about to cancel that and he got shot.
Oh.
But that feels very conspiracy to me. Like that feels like we're going deep, but it was like, I was digging in and I was like, Aurora knows all this. I know she does.
Well, did you guys see the transcript between this guy who's the assassin of Charlie Kirk and his partner or boyfriend? I guess his boyfriend / girlfriend. I don't know. They're in transition. I don't know if I guess they're a they right now. Between the two of them. And all the comments underneath are like, okay, the boomer intern is getting sloppy because the transcript between them doesn't sound the way kids talk, like young people talk. And this guy is 22 years old who shot him. So basically there's this whole thing on the internet that thinks that this guy was put up to it and that this conversation actually never happened. Did you read it?
See it? So Nikki was talking about that, but I didn't see that. I didn't, and I saw some deep, like, I don't know, it's just wild what's going on. And maybe it's what TikTok targets me with, which that like all these conservatives are saying, like, if anyone talks about this at work or makes any like anti-Israel or whatever comments, that you can fire them, like watch out what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the whole point of like, I think why conservatives got so mad, or at least what people I've talked to about Democrats, is that they thought we were trying to curb free speech.
Yeah.
And now it's like the reverse. Like, does anyone know what the fuck they're talking about?
Well, I don't know. It is interesting. I don't know if it's just my feed because this is what the internet thinks I want to see, but it's a lot of people who are being canceled for supporting this assassination and acting like, you know, it was a good thing. And yes, I guess that is free speech, but also employers have the right to fire whoever they want. If somebody is, I mean, to say that, to show any kind of joy for the death of somebody's, you know, husband, father, whatever, is pretty shitty.
Terrible. But I haven't seen, see, that's what's so weird.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, there's this one account called Responsive Parenting. I followed her because she's in I thought she was a parenting account. She does give great advice for parenting. She's been on this tangent of like, oh, you know, pro guns. How about pro guns now? You know, like basically saying that he got what he deserved because he didn't want to take away the Second Amendment, and he, you know,
that's crazy though. No, pro guns doesn't mean you want people. I mean, I think there could be some reform probably somewhere, but also, by the way, that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that you want people to be shot. Like, so every liberal that I'm being targeted with, and I'm more liberal, are ones that are like, this should never happen. Yeah. This guy should have never been killed. He publicly killed like this. It should not happen. Like, just because I didn't agree with him doesn't mean that.
Right.
And I've even seen some be like, if you are rejoicing in this, then we don't agree. And you need to unfollow me.
Okay.
But that's what I'm targeted with. It's so weird.
I don't know. I've definitely seen people not rejoicing, but being like, oh, I'm not mourning this because, you know, I didn't believe in what he stood for. And I think probably the world is a better place with him not being able to like spread hate in the world, which I don't know, it baffles me that anybody could say that they're, you know, that the world is better off without somebody in it. Like, just kind of
maybe Hitler. I don't know.
I know.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like, that's why I don't agree. That's why I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't think anyone's allowed to take another person's life. War is a little confusing. It's hard for me to understand, but
yeah, no, I agree. I actually feel the same way. I don't believe in the death penalty either.
I don't think there's that, like, maybe the loudest, most obnoxious people are rejoicing, but I'm not seeing that. But then again, is our biggest problem that we're all being targeted with different information.
Yeah.
So that we all disagree, so that we start fighting with each other. Oh, you got to check out, I think his name's James Talrico.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Democrat person in Texas.
Okay.
And he's like, I feel like he's making a run for like president or something. Young people are really excited about him. He's saying stuff like, the 1% we need to be worried about isn't trans, isn't all that. It's billionaires. Like they're making
I 100% believe that. Well, that's back to Candace. That's one of the other things that she's been talking about. She is against, like, more than anything, she's against that, like, 0.0001% of people who literally are like, okay, you know, if you do anything that I don't like, I'm going to cancel you. I'm going to use my money to ruin your life. I'm going to make sure you never get a job again. And that is who she is saying was behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk. She thinks it was very wealthy Israelis. I don't know where she's getting this information. I just saw her stories. I didn't watch her live, but that's what I heard. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, it's very interesting. A lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
Maybe we all go against the billionaires and we unite.
I mean, I'm fine.
I want to be a billionaire too.
I'd like to be part of that group, but we can be the good one. We can be the good ones.
Once I'm a billionaire, will I be good?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Does it take away your soul and make you not good?
I don't know. I actually listened to Bernie Sanders, and I'm like more of a middle of the road person. Like Bernie Sanders is extremely liberal, and I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he says, but he gave a really good speech basically about like just what you had said, that of course, he's like, I didn't agree with most of the stuff that Charlie Kirk said, but the whole foundation of this country is to be able to, speak and say what we want to say. And what he was doing was bringing people together to have debate, to have conversation, and for him to be shot, because this person didn't agree with his views it was wild.
And when you watch him, I don't agree with a lot of the things, but he's not mean about it. Like,
he isn't.
I'm just like, let's talk about things without like yelling, talking down. Like there was another thing with this conservative woman and liberal guy. And she's like, you just have such feminine energy. Your dad should be so ashamed of you. Oh. And I'm like, you're a woman, because he was soft.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't hateful. He was
wasn't.
like, to me, he kind of seemed like he was like, a little square. Would I want to party with him? Probably not. Super smart. I heard a lot of people being like, oh, he didn't even go to college. Like, how many years of college did he go for? He didn't even have a degree. It's like, shut up. He was clearly a very educated, smart person. He knew his history. He was extremely eloquent. Do I agree with everything that he said? No, definitely not. I mean, I don't think
1950s to me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Do you know his wife was Miss Arizona when Olivia was Miss Rhode Island? Yeah, they both were.
She knew her.
Yeah, I guess so. They both were in Vegas at the same time.
Candace also showed her speech was pretty powerful.
Really? Whose speech?
The wife.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I know. Part of me is kind of like, oh, who let this woman, like, she's clearly hadn't slept in a few days. Like, totally great. I mean, she was articulate, but I just can't imagine if somebody let me have a mic to the entire country the 2 days after my husband was shot, I probably would maybe regret some of the things I said.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
She kind of, I don't know. She didn't make any threats, but she was basically just like, I'm not going to, like, now, basically she was saying like, I'm going to step into his shoes now, and this is not going to be the last of.
But there's so many people saying that they can't kill them all. Like that would be obvious. Like at some point, if it is the conspiracy theory that they're saying, can't just take everybody out.
I know. Well, and also just this guy's reasoning that, oh, I need to eliminate hateful people in the world. He thought he was doing the world a service by eliminating this guy. And I do feel like that. I have felt like that before. Not that I was going to be assassinated, but just that people really, they don't want to hear an opinion that they don't agree with. Like,
but we have to be able to talk about opinions that we don't agree with. Like otherwise, okay, so then go somewhere where you can't talk about anything. I guess we can all walk around like robots.
I know. Yeah, the world is pretty scary right now.
It is, and it, but that's also what they tell us to believe too, of like, let's be scared and then we won't worry about maybe people that are, I don't know. I don't know enough to speak on most everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to let anyone make me scared.
Yeah. But just like with the shooting in Minnesota, right? It was Minnesota or Wisconsin.
I know which one you're talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was in a Catholic school, and I mean, that school shootings just like get me every time.
All over my TikTok feed has been different people saying that, like, basically sometimes it's Democrats doing the mass shooting. Sometimes it's sometimes it's conservative. Sometimes it's a crazy person in between, but it's never a woman.
It's never a woman. It is never a woman. When you hear on the news that like somebody's been abducted, or, somebody's being held up, or somebody's being stabbed in a restaurant in LA. I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure half the homeless people in LA, or at least a good chunk of them, are women. How come only it's the homeless, deranged men that are attacking people on subways? Here's what I think that it is. Women, we're doing something better than men. And I think it's that we have community. And I think part of this like isolation that a lot of men find themselves in makes them more violent and makes them more like lone wolf kind of crazy hunter people. For instance, when I went through my divorce, I remember like I went to see a therapist. I would talk about it all the time to my friends. I would talk about it on, in places I shouldn't talk about it probably. And I think that's probably just like how women are wired a little bit, to kind of like get it out, to share, and to being in community. My ex, like he literally didn't talk to anybody about it. Like he just kind of like dealt with it all on his own. And I'm like, that must be so hard for a man to do that. Like,
but then they explode.
And then it comes out in creepy, weird ways. Like not my ex, but in general, like
No, but has there ever been a woman who's done a mass shooting?
No, there's never been a woman.
But there's been thousands of mass shootings. Because there's like one a day, right?
Well, let's ask chat because I'm sure they're...
In case they're... The only time we do anything bad is when we snap and kill our fucking husbands.
Yeah, but you know what? They deserved it. I'm sure there was a reason for it. There's a valid reason.
That's all you see is that.
Have women ever... Has a woman ever been a mass shooter? Yes, but it's extremely rare. The vast majority of mass shootings in the US and globally have been carried out by men. Studies suggest women are responsible for only 2 to 5% of mass shootings. I feel like that's even a lot.
Again, I've never heard of those mass shootings.
Brenda Spencer. Never trusted Brenda.
God, Brenda. Okay, when was the last one though? Like, when was the last time a woman did a mass shooting?
2006, Jennifer San Marco, a former U.S. Postal Service employee who killed 6 postal workers and then herself.
Okay, so we made it 20 years.
Yep. And before that, it was 1979.
Okay, so it's 1979. So one in 79, one in 2006. Like we literally do decades in between.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why.
We're doing something better than them.
And that's why I'd like to see a woman trying to be president, because it would be different. And there's things that we don't do as well, but there's things we do better. So it'd be interesting to see what the differences are. Like how we make those decisions of like mass war and killing people because we don't kill people.
Oh, I 100% would love to see a woman president. So far I have not liked the candidates, but
But do you like the male candidates?
No, I mean no.
Nobody likes any candidates ever.
No. I voted for Obama, and that was the one candidate that I was like, this feels really good.
He just really had some charisma.
He did. He just sounded good. And everybody wanted like the first Black president. I feel like everybody was happy about that. I mean, a lot of people weren't, but
no,
everybody
was so
I know.
But I also was like, now I'd like to have in my lifetime be able to see the first woman president. So
yeah.
That would be my dream.
Should run.
I've got some time. That's not going to get us there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, we got to wrap this up. This has been a fun chat. It's been totally random, little current events, some random DMs from you guys, but hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, you can contact me through my DMs or leave me a voicemail and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day, everybody.